What's good, y'all? Thanks for tuning into the smoking section, brought to you by Corpse from Corpse Collection. Keep it locked in for topics including dance, krump, clothing, life, and all the shit that comes with it. Follow us at corpsecollection.com. That's KORPSX collection.com to get your fix. And maybe grab a hoodie while you're over there.
All right, we're live and recording here in the smoking section with my dude Marcus Chavez,
How we doing?
aka Killer Corpse, Mr. Visual Abduction himself. How we doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
We're good. We're past that now. So, dude, okay. So, real quick, congratulations on the flea market,
Thank you.
right? So, people who don't know, Oxnard with Streets of Vintage and a couple more people, kind of put together a flea market for clothing brands and retailers during COVID-19, because that's been one huge thing that's been impacted. And Marcus, you've been on the show before, and you had a chance to kind of explain a little bit about visual abduction, and you even said that you were like planning to kind of get more into it and stuff. So I want to say congratulations. But again, for people who may have never heard of you before, explain kind of what you do and who you are.
Okay. I'm a photographer and a videographer in Oxnard, and I try to specialize in, or I don't try to, I do specialize and like to focus my skills more towards dance, krump, stuff in the community, art, poetry. I've done poetry stuff, but yeah, Visual Abduction is a team of artists who want to bring more light onto the undiscovered art in the community.
Dope, dude. And that was so kind of explain to some people too about how you did, like how you came about photography and where you first kind of like stumbled into that passion.
Okay. I actually, somebody just asked me about that the other day, actually. It's so funny that you asked me that. But, oh, it was Save.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So, shout out to Save.
Shout
We
out,
just did
Save.
a super dope photo shoot with him. But, I stumbled into photography kind of because there was a lack of photographers where I hang out, I guess. Like, I hang out with a bunch of dancers, and we always talk about recording our content and making these videos and doing all this crazy stuff, but we don't really have anyone to do that kind of stuff or who like specializes in that area. So I just kind of took it upon myself to start learning photography, videography, not just to help out my friends, but because I have plans for myself in my own videos in the future, you know what I mean? And I'm real picky. So if someone's gonna do it, I'd rather it be me. When it comes to my videos.
Yeah.
So that's how I wanted to start, like I want to change my mindset later on, but that's how I came about it was we needed a photographer and a videographer, and I just kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah, man. That's really like, even now, I feel like so many people are photographers. So many people do, like they're getting into DJing, they're getting into podcasts. There's so many, clothing brands out now. And I just feel like things like clothing, right? So, okay, so like clothing, like you have to have clothing. You can't just walk around naked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And clothing goes through its phases. And, some brands are hot for a super long time and some of them don't. They don't get so hot, or they miss this certain wave, and they, all these things. But photography, there's always going to be photography. There's
Yeah.
always going to be a need for it. There's always going to be a birthday party or a wedding or a fucking graduation ceremony or a football
Exactly.
game or a basketball game where there's going to need to be live photography. It's a huge commodity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just kind of thought like I just thought like, as long as we have screens, we're gonna need photography and people to like put things on our screens for us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
And it's funny how you say like everyone is kind of, a lot of people dip their feet in a lot of different things. We have a lot of like jacks of all trades around here, but a lot of people that I've worked with or talked to about, photography, or they just see me holding the camera. They're like, "Oh yeah, hey, I used to do photography a little bit back in the day, and like you'd be surprised what people like have done or tried to get into or interested in.
Hmm. Yeah, dude, like that's one thing. Like the whole jack of all trades thing is interesting because it's like, okay, there's going to come a point in time though we're going to need specialists, you know what I mean, in their field. Like you hear that even with like, in the medical field, like, oh, it has to be sent to a specialist,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? And you always need that, man. You always need people who like, they get so like that's what I feel like, especially some people, even like, who's another dope person around here? Like Maury.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Maury knows about dancing and he knows about clothing and this and that, but his specialty is with his camera.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So even seeing you start to kind of grow into that it's tight, man. And it's tight and it's always needed. The jack of all trades are
Hmm.
needed, and then those people who it's like, you know, they might not know about this, that, but photography, they got that, or making you a mix real
Hmm.
quick. Oh, they got you. Like they got you. They might not know how to do all this other shit, but that they know how to do.
Hmm.
Like, and that's good, man. And it's good. And I'm glad that, you know, I don't know, just like, because I've trusted you with so much, dude. And I feel like at one point I was putting a lot on you. I feel like at one point I was putting like, hey man, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you help me with that? Hey, can you help me with this? It was like,
I loved it.
but hey, dude, like, but I trust you, man. Like, fuck, dude, and it is just tight to start to see like things begin to elevate for you, bro. And I am really happy, dude. Fucking. So, oh yeah, so you started releasing some stuff too on your YouTube with the flea market.
Right. So that's kind of what actually like jump started the YouTube page for Visual Abduction was the flea market video.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then because I have some videos that I have sitting around that I don't know what to do with yet. Either they're just kind of like a weird length or they don't have some sort of like like what's the word, direction. I guess they're
Mm-hmm.
just a bunch of cool little edits I have. Um, but yeah, with the recap video, I didn't know how long it was gonna be or um, what direction I was gonna go with it. I just kind of experimented, and then it came out how I kind of envisioned it, which is so funny how things just kind of happen when you're invested in them.
Yeah.
But but yeah, that's how the page started. I posted the recap video, and then I just used my momentum to post everything else I have, like kind of in the files. I think I've posted like something a day since then, like at least one video a day.
Mm. Yeah, dude, I've been, you know, for people who don't know, right? Corpse Collection, we work closely together, right?
Yep.
And we're all like, all of us, so people, right? Marcus is Killer Corpse. So you have Corpse Fam and then you have Corpse Collection, right? Corpse Collection works very closely with Visual Abduction, right? Because that's my boy. And we're all doing better about, the Corpse Fam is starting to do a lot better about supporting each other's craft and
Hmm.
artwork and making sure that we're, you know, punishing, like not punishing, but uh, pushing pushing it harder, the content harder, and pushing ourselves harder to make sure that we're all, supporting, dude.
Hmm.
Because it's like when you have those 5 or 10 people, 6 people, 7 people who's in your circle, right? Whether it's, for a short time or a long time, like boost each other up while you're there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I know there's friends for seasons.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if we're all going to be in the same fucking place at the same time, we might as well do something about it.
Right.
Um, yeah, man. Like,
And
so,
and then like another thing too is like I was talking to somebody about this is that um like I said earlier, like we all have these ideas and we all have this vision. We all want to be able to like put our content out there.
hmm
And there isn't like someone like in particular that comes to my mind from Oxnard that is really like pushing the social media, or is like really good about posting all the time or anything like that. You know what I mean? Who has
hmm
like social media in mind and is pursuing it. So anyone who comes to like the sessions or that we work with, I want them to be able to like feel like they can bounce off of our videos,
Yeah,
the session videos, because anyone who comes to the session will be in the video. So
yeah,
I want to like kind of pass on the momentum to anyone who wants to like branch out off of that. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's that's one thing that I'm hoping I can still do for you guys with the fam and even with corpse collection any work like where anything you guys do an association or even just near like it can be bounced off of it and
Mhm.
be propelled forward. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I did for a long time. I had this idea of like take over Oxnard, like I mean, da da da, and it's like, well, because my thing is I want to be in the closet of every single person in the city of Oxnard. Like I
Mhm.
want one of my shirts hanging on a hanger and or folded up in a dresser. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like I could still do that and let other people do their thing. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Like I could still do that and, shout out Mercy. Mercy can still be doing his stuff. Shout out Retort. Retort can still be doing their things. Like I don't have to have this, you know,
Monopoly almost.
yeah, like a monopoly all or nothing
Yeah.
mindset. I'm just, that's just the only way I know how to process things.
It's the eagerness of success. You just get like, oh man. I wouldn't even consider it like negative. I would just consider it motivated, if anything.
Yeah, yeah, bro, like I can only handle so many projects at one time because of
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
And because everything I put my hands on, I want to do it and do it good. And I want
Hmm.
to be like, I want, my other friends to do it with me too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
this is something I'm working on and I want to share it with you. And so even with the podcast, like I started hitting up so many people because I was like, hey, come get on the podcast. Come here, hey, you want
Hmm.
to get on? Hey, let's do this shit. Like, you know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
like everybody come be on the smoking section. Like just all in, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's eager, it's excited, and it's like, you know, you know how it be too, even when we be at the sessions. It's like, yeah, we bullshit for a little bit before, but we'll start dancing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And we'll start dancing right away. Get the music on, get it going, get our 4 or 5 rounds in, and then, hey, you feel still good? Like, you know what I mean? Then it's like, all right, we're done. And then
Uh-huh.
we'll kick it. Like, shit, our sessions end early, if anything, and we kick it late. We kick it hella late.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man, fucking, it's, I don't know, like even doing the podcast with everybody, I feel like it's been fun because it's like we also get to talk about weird shit, you know what I mean? Or we get
Hmm.
to talk about, you know, like we had the TMS show with all the boys where I was just talking my shit, like
We
we
gotta
were
do
just,
another one of those.
oh yeah, we gotta do another one of those soon. Um, yeah, like that's that shit, bro. And
I get you. Like, it's the same thing with photo shoots. Like, when we go out, we'll take pictures for like 45 minutes and then we'll smoke a bowl or two
yeah,
and then we'll just chop it up. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So, it's just like, we just love to do this shit. You know what I mean? I love to take pictures. So I've been hitting everybody up. Hey, when are you free? Let's get some pictures in.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and I think too that's another thing about like your passions and stuff. When we start finding our passions and then like our purposes, like purpose. What was it? Like I was listening to some shit, bro, where they were saying like, oh, your purpose is passion. Your your passion times discipline over a course of time,
Hmm.
right? Like your purpose in life might change, like you know what I'm saying, due to certain circumstances, like you know what I'm saying, like due to certain karmas, like you know what I'm saying, or
Hmm.
so you might have a death in a family, or you might become a unsuspected parent, whatever, you know what I mean, crazy shit. But like everybody starts finding their passions and start walking in their purpose, and that shit goes super crazy. Like when I see you guys, like especially you, bro, when you're doing your shit with the camera,
Hmm.
I'm just like, yo, look at him, like he's getting it in right now, he's getting this shit all the way in. So it's tight.
Hey, I just want to say thank you because, you know, I post a lot and everybody sees our stuff, but you've been like since day one, you've been consistently like supporting me. Like you've always
Yeah,
pushed
bro.
the dream, you know, and I gotta say thank you. I feel like I don't say thank you enough.
Nah, bro, I love you guys, man. I do. I really fucking love you guys, man, and I want to see you guys succeed. And, you guys are all talented and shit, you know what I mean? I just, I never want to be one of those I don't want to be one of those homies where like I hit you up once for work, like you know what I mean, and you're my homie, like you know what I mean. You're not just one of my friends over here who does pictures. Like you're my homie. We kick it. Hey, I pulled up on you right now. People, listen. We're recording this shit out of my car, sitting in a parking lot, chilling like homies right now. Like, okay, like we're just doing a homie podcast. This is not great,
Posted.
but yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I pull up on you, and we go dance or fucking chill and smoke and whatever. Chill out, post up, this that, big back, bee boo. Fucking
Don't be too serious.
yeah, dude. Like, yeah, man. So when I do see you doing something serious, like that you're serious about, I'm like, all right, let's do it then. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's why when you guys buy my clothes, I get so excited, dog. I get so fucking excited. I'm like, here, I'm always gonna support my shit. Let's go. You know, fucking.
That's how I get when my shit gets reposted. I'm like, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You know what I mean? And I feel like I mean, um there's still a weird atmosphere, out in the Instagram world and Twitter world and Facebook world about friends supporting friends' businesses. Like that's just a known problem. You know what I mean? But I feel like now, especially because of coronavirus, like, bro, listen. So we can get on some conspiracy shit. Coronavirus, bro, there's a lot of doubts of whether or not if it's real or fake or what the fuck ever it is. But there's one thing for sure is that there was senators and congressmen, right? Let's just say congressmen who knew that was a foreseeable issue, and that at the same time there was about to be a dip in the market. So them and a bunch of their buddies pulled money out the market, right? Out the stock market. So when that happens, right, some businesses die, right? Because they have a fallout and then they plunge deeper and the next thing, you know, the partners and stockholders, they just sell and they say, listen, we're done with this. Like this is went on long enough or this is went low enough, we need to get the fuck out. So some businesses go under. So hopefully we start seeing the new, you see the new Oshkosh Bigoshes start popping the fuck up, and you see new, hot topics pop up. The new fucking Nikes start rolling in, and then the new fucking, Stussy roll up. The new hundreds, right? Like the new wave of brands, of fucking businesses, and
right now it's merch. Like people's individual like merchandise is doing really well.
Yeah, earrings and shit. Earrings for sure, like self-made earrings and homemade, denim cut pants and stuff. And it's like, and the shirts and stuff. A lot of shirts that I see right now, they remind me of like band tees. You know what I mean? Like old school band tees, or like that Retour drop really gave me that feel of like they went to Staples Center and bought that out of a fucking store right there. You know what I mean? Like the way that, because a lot of it was all like Kobe inspired, you know what I'm saying? And it was like looking at it, it was like, yo, I could see somebody buying that at a Laker game. You know what I mean? Not because of any distinctive quality about it, like it's made out of Egyptian cotton or some shit. Not that. It's the little look, the feel of this shirt, the way that the design is textured. There's a lot that feel, the feel of the artwork. Yeah. Like
that feel that you're talking about, that's why like that saying, the vibe. That's where the vibe comes from, is it's all these little like very important things put together that subconsciously hit you a certain way. Makes you feel the vibe. Quote unquote.
And a lot of people, yeah, that's why when everyone's like, oh, this is a vibe. Oh, there's a vibe. That's a vibe. Oh, I got Chick-fil-A. It's a fucking vibe. Like, dude, no, like, there's a vibe. Like, you gotta understand the vibe. There's a vibe happening. Yeah, like, the Kagini shirts, bro. Like, people look at the design and they're like, oh, that's tight. It's a snake. And it's like, but do you see how it's fucking done? Do you see how this is supposed to look? Like, this is supposed to look like a punk rock t-shirt. Like, look at how the color's on there. Look how the displacement of it is on there. There's fucking, like, it looks like a distressed shirt without it being a distressed shirt. Like, oh no.
This goes right over the heads.
Yeah, some of those details, and I know you deal with that too with the camera, man. So seeing you guys, like, photography is such a craft that I appreciate, dude, because it's like that to me, like, because we were talking about it the other day, like, pictures have better memories than we do.
Damn.
Like, of that actual view.
Yeah.
It's got a better memory of it than we do.
Camera doesn't lie.
Yeah, it takes exactly what it sees right there.
Yep.
Catches that little moment. Yeah, you can always edit it and stuff. That's one thing. That is one thing. Yeah. That's definitely a craft that'll fuck with your brain, dude. Like, when you really think about it. Like, and I even think about, like, how people old school had those rooms, like the red rooms or whatever, or the black rooms.
Oh yeah, they're hanging up film and stuff like that.
Yeah. Whenever I think of photography, that's the thing that, like, my brain goes to, is that. But it's so different now.
That's like hanging up film and like screening it in the water. That's like, it's like rolling the blunt. And nowadays you just take the pictures like hitting a vape.
Yeah. That made so much sense, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, man. It's like, people even these days with basic fucking camera and picture skills can take some pretty good pictures with some of these cameras now, man. And it's digital. You can plug that shit straight to a computer, print it, bam, done in 2 or 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But back then, that was a process, man. That was a process. Like, wind up cameras and stuff, and then you had to take them to the picture development place. Like, even if you didn't do it yourself, like, you still had to wait 3 or 4 days to get your pictures back. Or you could pay for express. Some shit.
I think one thing that I'm constantly like impressed by is like filter apps,
Oh yeah.
because there are so many filter apps, and like sometimes I'll take a picture and then I'll put it through like 2-3 different apps and I'll be like, you know what, that actually came out schmacking. You know what I mean? That was crazy.
Yeah.
And what is it doing? It's doing all the things that I would have to do normally. It's just making it a click away.
That's a good one. Yeah, because some of these girls that I know that I see on Instagram, when I see them, I'm like, you definitely put a filter on this picture. Like, you definitely threw this to a different, like, 3 or 4 maybe. So, yeah, I feel like, especially now, like nowadays, we're starting to go through another wave of photo editing and development and, just like, I tell a lot of people, you gotta be careful, bro. Like, you get catfish, son. Like, that's still a real thing. Like, that's still a real thing, bro. Because it's like, look at movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, I didn't know that some movies they edit like if a female on set has like really like blue eyes, they'll edit her eyes throughout the whole movie to make them even bluer. I didn't even know people were like that.
Bro, think about this, dog. Think about what they do in movies, homie. Tom Cruise, supposedly, allegedly, right, wears stilts.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Right.
Heels too.
Yeah, or he'll wear heels because he's so fucking short. Right? He's shorter than me, dude. But that's Mr. Mission Impossible.
That's Mr. Do Your Own Stunts.
Everything. So think about that. He's doing stunts with stilts on, Like, what is he doing? You know? Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, what the fuck?
Oh
But they do
man.
that for a whole movie.
Yep.
A whole fucking movie.
4 or 5, 6 movies.
Yeah, oh, dude, the number of movies he's been in so many movies. And then,
It's so funny that that matters because if you were watching a movie and the main actor or the superhero, let's call him the superhero. Let's say you're watching a Superman movie and Superman is a midget. Are you going to take him seriously throughout the movie? No shade to my short people, but if
oh
Superman is
my
supposed to
god.
be saving the world and he's as tall as my kneecap, I'm just not going to take you seriously, bro. Like, you're Superman, I could step on you.
Hey, that could be a good movie idea, bro. We'll come up with a fucking midget Superman who saves the world, and we'll fucking cast Pee Wee to fucking be the fucking super. He'd be the main star. He'd be the lead star. We'd find somebody who's under 4 foot tall.
Like, Tom Cruise is in these movies making millions of dollars. He's the superhero. He gets the girl. But he's insecure about his height. Like, he's still trying to be taller. Like, that's what he cares about.
Of all my superpowers, I couldn't be tall.
Like, he saved the world from annihilation, but he's self-conscious about his height. So it's like, it's weird that those things matter. And,
That is.
like, watching the movie, if you saw, like I said, the short guy, would you feel like it's a comedy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why that's still a thing. Like, I don't know why being 6 foot with a big chest and a huge dong, that's like, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for a lot of.
I applaud that man.
Yeah,
That's a man right there.
Yeah, that's a man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like all dirty and does construction and shit. Like, I mean, like, that's our symbol of a man. Like, I don't know where that came from or why that is, but that's just what it is. And yeah, so in a movie, I guess these lead stars have to resemble that somehow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at Captain America. He went from puny dude to fucking jacked Chris Evans. Like, come on, bro. You don't get any better enhancement in life than that. Like, fuck.
The ultimate ego trip is Captain America.
That's America's ass, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. Yeah. It like, how did we even get on midget Superman?
Because we were talking about how some females feel obligated to like edit their photos a certain way.
Oh, because of filter apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's just gonna start being the world we live in. I mean, you know what I mean? Oh, because of TV.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, like, so TVs, they progressed from no words, no audio, black and white, no audio, and then they had audio, which would be like a band playing, maybe, you know what I mean? And then they had actual audio recording. They learned how to audioly record what was happening in the room at the time, and then they figured out color. You know what I'm saying? And then you had high definition, and then you had extreme HD, and now we have what the fuck ever 5D that they're doing in the movie theaters now. And so photography is on its 5D experience now. They have,
I'm looking forward to photography, especially because like that's the way the world is moving right now. It's moving towards the bigger screens to the smaller screens, which is so weird. Like people would spend so much money on televisions, you know what I mean? But now nobody gives a fuck what size your TV is. I have everything I could ever want to see on my phone now.
Yeah, unless you're somebody who is into like sports games or some shit. Yeah, for the most part, it's like, yeah, why do I need a big screen TV? I'm not even in the living room watching TV. I watch TV on my phone, like, you know what I mean? Or I watch my YouTube videos on my phone. Dude, I can take this shit in my room, kick it, like, you know what I mean? I don't need to be in the living room with everybody, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that is.
It's just more personal. I feel like I could just watch the movie in peace on my phone than sit in a living room with 8 other people, walking around, getting up, farting, being stupid, you know what I mean?
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's even, I mean, dude, you have iPhone DJs pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get on GarageBand and they make a little beat, or they do this, or they do that, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you're going to make much higher quality stuff on a computer, you know what I mean? But that's just kind of, once the software engineers, I feel, once they can figure out how to get it into the compact nature of a phone, then, that's where you make the next great leap in music.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because then next thing you know, motherfuckers is going to do it off their watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And then it just progresses and progresses and progresses until we turn into aliens. Yeah. We'll all turn into fucking aliens with Neuralink and watches that make music for us. Oh shit. So so with visual abduction,
Mm-hmm.
end of 2020, what is something that you would like to see or have accomplished?
End of 2020, I'd like to have accomplished. I think something I want to have accomplished is be more comfortable with my resources, I guess, because last time I was on the show, I was still making videos. I was still making everything out of my phone. I was making videos out of my phone, music out of my phone. Photos were made off the phone. Everything was out of the phone. The phone was the studio. But now I have the laptop. Now I have a camera. Looking at getting a gimbal. That's my next move. So by the end of 2020, I want to be able to move efficiently through the resources I have, looking at my next couple steps, because right now, or back last time I was on the show, I had a lot of like things I was ready to do. I felt like I was at, the cap of what I had my hands on.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm kind of more at the beginning of having my hands on some newer stuff, so, every time you get something new, you have to kind of like start over, cause you upgrade,
Yeah.
you level up, you got to start over, at the next level. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm at the next level, but at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So I just want to be kind of, familiar with all the things I have, and just move more efficiently, move with purpose.
Yeah, man. Oh, that. Yeah. For me, moving with purpose, I feel always I feel is something that people should really start looking into. It's something I always move with. Like I try to make sure I move with. Like I don't like to just blindly move into something, a project or people like, oh, one thing would be like, people will be like, oh, why don't you like do a pop-up booth somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, it's an amazing idea, but for what? For who? For what? For why? What's the purpose? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like like I was even saying earlier, like my purpose is defined by my passion in a time of discipline. So, am I passionate about this pop up? Am I passionate? Where am I spending my time at? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I can't figure out an answer for either one of those, I'm definitely not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody said, hey man, I'm doing this grand opening of this new barbershop, bro. Would you mind doing a pop up? Helping attract some people? Fuck yeah! Right on the homies, dog. No problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But just because, you know what I'm saying? Is I like to learn things just because.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to act on those things
Mm-hmm.
just because. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's moving very blindly, to me, if you ask me.
Yeah, almost somewhat of a step backwards in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Because, bro, I see like you're like starting to do this. Like you're starting to like you're having like this taper effect now with visual abductions. Like, and there's going to be more as time passes, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's so good because it's like you're going down that long path to where you really hone in on the spot, that
Mm-hmm.
one right there, and that's what you're known for. That would be your branding. Boom, is all hitting. Everything makes sense. You know what I mean? Your clientele, you have everything, your brand that makes sense, and you that feels fucking good doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, dude, I'm excited for you, bro, especially for 2021. Hopefully, like, things start to, I don't want to say go back to normal, but kind of return to your regular programming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Your everyday programming. Um, that's funny they even call it programming, but you know, so I can just kind of let the artists be artists and let people like myself and retailers let us open back up, let us get to working again.
hmm
Let us get shit back on the roll. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's how it would start. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's, what do people miss is like being outside. Okay, but they also subconsciously miss like being able to walk into a store with lots of people in it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, retail therapy is a real thing. Like
hmm
some women, that's some men. That's their fucking, they've had a long day. They're gonna go and, whether they buy something or they window shop. You know what I
hmm
mean? They just want that experience of being out, like you said, being around other people, just seeing faces, seeing, Karen who fucking comes to the same Kohl's every fucking Thursday at 4 in the afternoon. And she's got her coffee, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That same lady who comes, you see her and you say, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, you doing good? Yeah, I haven't seen you since the last time I was in here." And you're here, fucking just let people live their life.
hmm
And I'm hoping, because too, now that the community's tighter, like in Oxnard and Ventura, like I feel like everyone really got a lot tighter because of the struggle. You know what I mean?
hmm
And now we can all start working a little bit more in a in a like cohesive manner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Kind of found a new like appreciation for, people's time and people's presence.
Yeah, the people right here in your own town, your
Yeah.
own city, like some of these people, bro, like it's so crazy because it's like, hey, dog, I've known you for how many years? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, why haven't we been doing this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why haven't we been done this? Like, shit we all dreamt about at one point.
hmm
And it's like, yo, hey, don't make much to make it happen, Captain. Just fucking, bang my line. Let's do this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, we be with the shits and giggles. Like, oh, you want to fucking do it? Okay, I'll pull up. And I just feel like there's still a lot of flakiness a little bit when it comes to the but we're getting there, dude.
hmm
It's gotten so much better. It's gotten so much better around here.
And then that's like it's great that there's things like Corpse Collection where people can meet up and link for a photo shoot or link up on the comment section in a video, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping and dreaming that that's what the brand can really start turning into, to where it can become like a hub, a social hub, a place where, artists can, like, anytime you see us and you pull up,
Mm.
like people feel welcome. Like that's what I
Yeah.
want. That's like if I ever had a booth, like I would want people to pull up to the booth and understand that every single person who's standing here, we all family. Like, you know what I mean? Like
hmm
if you're here right now, we all family. So what's up? Like what you need? Like I've never I've never really wrapped my brain around the idea of having that. You know what I'm saying? But I can see Corpse Collection being that. And
Yeah,
that's what
I see it too.
And that's what makes it fun, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like I can't even really wrap my brain around the concept of it, of how it's supposed to make you feel when you walk up.
hmm
But I know how it. But I know it. Like it's
The
so
vibe.
yeah, that vibe. I know that feeling. I've experienced it in certain places,
hmm
and it's like if I can just get that and reciprocate it everywhere I go. So that's that became a part of the mission statement, was like, embracing our differences and embracing what makes you unique. You
hmm
know what I mean? And cherishing the people that you have with you. You know what I mean? And so that's that's a part of the mission statement for the brand, and I'm really trying to push that forward now. So that's going to be fun. That's
Yeah.
2021 for sure.
I mean, there's still a lot of juice in 2020 we could squeeze out.
Oh yeah, we are. Oh yeah, we are. We're gonna squeeze that juice, son. Uh, yeah, I mean, dude, it's September, bro. It's September. December. Oh, December. I'm gonna need you to shoot Elijah's birthday party.
Woo!
Yeah,
That's gonna be fun.
that one's gonna be lit. We're gonna get that one lit. There was another one too. There was another one. There was another gig, matter of fact, on some real shit too. Soon that I wanted to see about you doing. I don't know. I'll think about it when it'll probably hit me once we get off air.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the next like? What do you have like maybe like a first thing you want to get done in 2021? Because I feel like a lot of people talk about everyone's ready for 2021, right? But what's gonna be like your first, I guess your first move? Like what are you putting off until 2021? I guess I'm saying.
implementing implementing a new business structure.
Mm.
Um, you're going to get into this type of stuff, right? But I've ex- I've because you have a certain business model of how your business behaves, right? That's what I kind of take as like people's business. They say, "Oh, what's your business model?" Right? And it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. This is like, well, how does your business behave? How do you operate? How do you get your services to your customer? Right? You provide a service, photography, with
Mm-hmm.
a product, right? I have a product, right? A service and product, right? I provide an experience, right? Through the Corpse Collection videos, podcasts, all that stuff. I provide an experience. I provide a product. Great, right? So structurally, there's going to be a lot of things that change with the brand. I don't know how people are going to react to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm still dabbling with it now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whether I'm really going to move that direction, but everything right now is pointing that direction, which is going to be a cool little pivot to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and that's what for the rest of 2020. I think I'll seek my counsel and their opinions. The fam, Cisco, Beast Camp, all the homies, and
Mm-hmm.
I was even talking with fucking Sherwin earlier about it a little bit. Matter of fact, that's kind of crazy you brought it up. Um, yeah, man. Uh, for I'm trying to I'm fucking having a stroke over here, dude. Trying to think of how I want to put this last question down. Is so squeezing the juice out of 2020.
Right.
If you could look at somebody, right, who was a Marcus all those years ago, right? Who's that guy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's stepping out into today, wanting to do photography. How does he squeeze? What does he squeeze first to get him rolling?
Um. Dang, that's a hard question. I wish somebody would have fucking squeezed me. Oh, dumb. Um, that's a real shit right there. I guess trying to look back to like what would have benefited me most would have been most like money aside. Let's talk like education. Let's talk knowledge.
Mm,
I guess is getting in touch with people who know photography. You know, I heard something on the radio that was like, if you hang out with eight broke people, you're most likely going to be the ninth broke person. You know,
damn.
so and I know I know eight broke people. You know what I mean? And then I started hanging out with people that know photography, people who know editing, people who know music. Just kind of if you want that to be your world, if you want photography to be your world, go hang out with some fucking photographers, dog. You know what I mean? There's photographers. Follow a bunch of photography on Instagram. If someone wants to be a dancer, go to a session, right? What are you gonna tell someone who wants to be a dancer? Go to the session.
Go to a session.
Exactly. So I would have told myself or told that kid trying to get into photography is to follow some photographers on YouTube. Watch a top 10 mistakes you can make while doing photo shoots on YouTube. I've seen all those. I've seen all the 5 worst cameras of 2020. Like I've seen all those. Just start putting photography in front of your face and into your mind space, I guess.
Mm. You'll be the ninth broke person. Ninth and 10th. People aren't sharp. Yeah, that's really good advice, bro. That's really good advice. my mom used to tell me, like, show me who your friends are. Show me your best friends, and I'll tell you who you are.
Dang.
And it's like, damn. No, I'm not. Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
truly you are. You know what I mean? Because I look at it like this, dog. Like, and I've been seeing this kind of float around. But if you're between like 25 and 30, or like 21 and 30, and your inner circle isn't talking about these things, like, you need new friends. I'm like, that's kind of harsh, but it's kind of true at the same time. It's like, yeah, when I was 17, 18, 19, yeah, we can talk about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But now, especially, as I've started to get more serious in my life about what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, if my peoples who I'm hanging out with can't talk positively, or if we ain't talking about like some moves we're trying to make, not want to make, but we are trying, we are
Mm-hmm.
actually physically attempting
Mm-hmm.
to make these moves. Like, if we're not talking about this shit and supporting each other on it, like, I don't know if I can be around it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not going to make me better. Like, I'm trying to get better, and I want my peoples who's around me to want to get better. And I want to be able to help them get better because they're helping me get better, type
Mm-hmm.
of thing. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, being around people like krump. You want to learn how to krump? Like you said, like, you want to learn how to dance? Go to a session. You want to learn how to krump? Go to a session. Don't just fucking hang out with your skateboarding buddies who don't know shit about krump.
Yeah, they're not gonna be lapping you up, dog.
Oh, man. Marcus, thank you, bro, for being on the show. Tell everybody where they can find you at Instagram, Twitter, all that shit. Let them know.
Hey, you can find all of it at Official Visual Abduction on YouTube. Official Visual Abduction. On Instagram, you can find it at visual_abduction. I want to give a quick shout out to Streets of Vintage for letting me recap their event. It was a ridiculously successful event for everybody that was there. Shout out to all the vendors, everyone that came through. Go watch the video, see if you made the recap. But yeah, Twitter too. I think it's visual_abduction, but the I and the O is an X. I just made that shit the other day.
Yeah, so you guys go follow it. All those, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff, leave reviews.
All that stuff.
Whatever you guys can do, show the homies some love.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Yeah, bro, you already know, dog. We fam over here. Hey, y'all can even watch his most recent battle on YouTube too. Killer Corpse versus Ghost Beast. My man's going in out here on the streets.
I'll be on Instagram soon.
Yeah. Hey, we getting our content out, okay?
And we're talking about it.
Yeah, we doing it, man. Yeah, for real. Shout out Streets of Vintage. I'm helping put my boy on. You guys follow them too. They're on Instagram, Twitter. Really cool organization right now that's putting some stuff out. Like, they've been a thrift store. Now they've kind of expanded their horizons. So please, everybody, go check them out because you never know. I might be vending at their flea market. Might try to vend at their flea market. So let's keep this shit cracking.
That's next month.
Yeah, let's keep this shit rolling. Yeah, this has been the smoking section. I'll holler at you silly motherfuckers later.